Hello, comrades. How are you doing today? My name is Arcady, and today we're going to be talking about how I achieved a 94% show up rate for my sales calls and why this video is called Penetrate Your Prospects. Because we're going to be talking about how to touch them in every place possible. And without further ado, and without any more weird associations, let's dive right into it. So, my name, as already stated, is Arcady, and let's skip my second name, it's too long anyway. I was a high ticket coach for the past 4 years, made more money in 1 month than I made in a whole year, collected over 80k in cash, and all without running a single ad, relying on referrals, or posting a ton of content. I now create this content to share some no BS money making strategies for high ticket coaches so that you can make some cash too. Got nothing to sell you, so enjoy. Today, what I want to cover is the specific strategy I use to have a 94% show up rate in my high ticket coaching business so that you can enjoy having prospects that show up and make more revenue. Now, the thing is, it wasn't always this way though. For the first year or so of running a coaching business, we had an average of 54 to 70% show up rate. As you may see here, March 2024, it was 54, an average, it was between 54 to 70 ish. But then something changed and we pretty much doubled that. As you may see, here in April 2024, our average show up rate was 94%, and going on from April 2024 all the way to December 2024, it went down a bit, more or less, depending on the month, but it never really went below 85. So 94 to 85. And why I believe it's important to focus on show up rate? Well, if you think about it, numbers play a huge role in business. If, let's say, you have a 30% closing rate on average, 10 prospects, 3 become your clients, and you have an average of 70% show up rate, so out of 10, 7 show up. If you need to, how many calls do you need to book in order to make 3 sales? If you need to make 3 sales a month, that's right, you need 15 calls, because out of those 15, 10 will show up on average, and 3 on average will become paying clients. Now, let's say you want to make more sales and therefore more revenue. What's easier, book more calls, make more sales, or get more prospects to show up? Good question. Let's look at that. Let's start with making more sales. So increasing our sales conversion. Well, it will take at least a month of hard work and investments in different sales programs to become a better salesperson and increase your sales skills. Right, booking more calls. Well, that would require you hiring, training, an appointment setter. Takes a month minimum, usually takes more, and it's even harder than appointment set yourself because you got to manage their conversations and you need to be a shark at appointment setting to train someone how to become a shark as well, or investing in more ways to book more calls like running ads and so on, which also takes a ton of time in learning a new mechanism and so on. Well, increasing show up rate, adding a new workflow in your daily work. That's it. That's all what it takes. You really just need to do a bit more from what you currently do. So, when answering a question of what's easier, I truly believe that increasing a show up rate is easier if it's low for you at the moment. That's the one. As you may see, you will get all the templates with proper timestamps that you can then just copy paste in your Calendly, Go High Level, Tidycal, whichever scheduling software you use. They usually support both SMS and email, and plus you will get an in-chat messages sequences that are templated, as well as a bonus for no-show and rescheduled flows and reactivation, either automations or messages. So let's dive into emails. In short, what we want to have is 4 emails. We want to have 1 email for 1 hour after they book, 24 hours after they book, 12 hours before the call, and 2 hours before the call. And I know I just said everything in a very weird manner, but still. You can add more if you want, but I used 4 and it was pretty much enough for me. And generally speaking, this particular model works simply because hour after they book, they still remember you. And so if they will get an email with an educational asset or a video of some sort, they will like it and they will remember you further. 24 hours, they will be like, oh, okay, I know this guy or this girl. I'm going to watch what they sent again, given that the first email was valuable. So make sure that emails actually are valuable. Second thing is personalized confirmation. This one is the most important one and the one a lot of coaches miss as well, while just doing this from the whole list would improve your show up rate immediately. So what you want to have is a sequence of 4 messages. First message immediately after they book the call is happy to see you book the time in for 2 a.m. Mountain Time. You should have received a calendar invite and a confirmation email with the details on the event. Did you see those come through? That's the first message. The second one immediately after that, the moment they respond to this message, is cool, looking forward to our chat. In the meantime, between now and then, here's a bit about what I do and what we will cover during the call. That way we can take the most out of our time together. Link to your VSL, case studies, or any other video that would be valuable in one way or another. Third message is 24 hours or 48 hours before the call, depending on how far ahead they booked. It starts with, hey name, looking forward to our chat tomorrow at 2 a.m. Mountain Time. Anything you wanted to run by me before our call? And by the way, how did it go with the video I sent above? This is important because what we want here is we want to connect them back to value we already provided through the video. That's why it's important to have a collection or a set of valuable videos. If you don't have any, I would recommend to record some. And we want to link them back to taking action towards us. The fourth one is the day of the call in case they didn't respond to the last message you sent, to this one. This is important because if they did not respond to it, we want to confirm that the call is still happening. If the call is still happening, wonderful. So if they respond to it, wonderful. They can reschedule, they can cancel. If they don't respond whatsoever and they start ghosting you, the easiest thing to do is to expect that they won't show. If you want that, and if you have a lot of calls being booked, if they don't respond to that message, I would just cancel off the call. As long as they see it, but they don't respond to it, they don't respond to emails or SMSs, cancel off the call. That way you can keep the calendar open for people that will actually show up, and you will show integrity and the fact that you do things differently over here. So the other variation of this message is if they responded to the last message positively, so they watched the video or they wanted to run by something by you, which is basically, hey name, here's the link for our call today in X hours, like in X hours, because it's actually easier for most people to understand that, oh, in 2 hours I have a call happening, cool. Right, so here's the link to our call in X hours, Zoom link, see you then, or any other link that you use. Then the third thing is automatic SMS reminders. These ones are quite simple. I would set a confirmation SMS for when the call is booked and one simple ones for like 5 minutes before the call with this text. Hey there, looking forward to a chat in 5 minutes. You can use this Zoom link. I went through them here in the ECMIS. As you may see, there's one 5 hours before the call and then 5 minutes before the call. I like 5 minutes before because it kind of leaves them no choice. But because if they saw the SMS, they're like, oh, it's in 5 minutes. I have some time to prepare. Let's dive right into it. So 4 is a pre-selling material to be sent. And this one is another crucial one. There is something we call a 7-hour rule in marketing. Can't say if it's working 100% of the time, but it does have an effect of some sort. Because what it means is we want someone to consume 7 hours of us, of our content, before they jump on a call with us. It increases the likelihood of them actually buying and liking you. So knowing, liking, trusting. Because for someone to buy, they need to know you, like you, trust you, right? So that's what we want to have. Now, obviously, we cannot just send them a 7-hour long video and say, please watch this before our call. If you don't, I will cancel it off. But we do want to have a set of materials, 3 to 4 videos we can send over in between our call and now, if it's happening more than 24 hours ahead, that they can consume and therefore know a bit more about you. What we want to have is so-called pre-selling material, which can be anything. Ideally speaking, it's supposed to be your case studies, how Jordan did Y in X days, etc. But it can also be educational content where you solve a small problem most of your prospects are struggling with. It's different for everyone, but the examples above are the most common ones. And point being is that you want your prospects to consume some specific pieces of content before the call with you. That's the biggest point here. Not just say, here's my YouTube link, check it out. Send them specific pieces of content, especially if you have a lot of them. And in the chat, you already talked and you found a couple of problems that they're dealing with. You can send them specific videos that send those specific problems. If you are in a weight loss and somebody is like, oh, I hate to intermittent fast, and you have a video explaining how you can intermittent fast with ease, you can send it to them and say, hey, check this out. I remember we chatted about your problem with intermittent fasting. Here's a video explain how you can start intermittent fasting with ease. This is the easiest thing to do, and the difference between how people will treat you when they jump on the call versus you not sending any of those is like night and day, because most coaches don't. That's the funny thing. You can automate half of that. You can automate emails, you can automate SMSs, and you can add pre-selling materials there easily. But most people never do that. What they do is like a stinky, hey, our call is tomorrow, looking forward to it. That's it, nothing more. We don't want to be like that. Why? Because when they jump on a call with you, the experience of them jumping on a call with you as compared to someone who never does that is huge. They will jump with the thought, gosh, this person is prepared, this person knows what they're doing, this person is professional. And we always like to deal with professionals. On the other hand, imagine you haven't sent any of that, and the first 30 minutes of the call, you basically explain what is it that you do and what are you gonna try to sell them. Big difference, right? So, automatic email sequences, make sure you have those. Automatic SMS reminders, make sure you have those set up as well. You can, by the way, go step forward and after each email, send them an SMS saying, hey, just sent you an email. Can you make sure you check it out? I included some very valuable stuff in it. If you want to take it to the step further and have 100% show up rate, won't happen every single month in, month out, but I did try it and it did work amazingly. It just is a lot of work to kind of connect everything, but once it is connected and it's automatic, it's magic. And obviously personalized confirmations. This is the bare minimum you can do to make sure they show up. And pre-selling material to be not only sent but recorded. If you don't have any, please make sure that you record them. Doing the 4 things described above was pretty much all I did to achieve a consistent 94% show up rate. And it's once again the easiest lever I found that I can pull when I need to make more money. Because if I can just get more people to show up without changing anything else, the amount of calls booked or the amount of sales made, I will make more money as a byproduct. So let's solve the easy problems first. Hope you enjoyed this video, comrades. You can find the templates in the link down below. As already stated, please copy paste it, enjoy it. And with that being said, I'm gonna leave you the end. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.